Hello, today we're going to take a look at example assignment 4.11 enterprise analysis. Today is quite a challenging assignment because we are taking a look at an example where we are changing inventories throughout the year. In this scenario, we are looking at a farm in which they produce their own corn, but at the same time still purchase some corn and sell some corn for a swine producing operation. This swine producing operation is going to be selling feeder pigs and raising them up and selling market hogs. They're buying pigs at 50 pounds and selling them at 270 pounds. And if you look through this assignment, you'll see that we start the year with some corn on inventory. We start the year with some pigs on inventory. We end the year with some corn on inventory. We end the year with some pigs on inventory. And throughout the year, we buy corn, we sell corn. Throughout the year, we buy pigs, sell pigs. So in this scenario, we're going to take a look at trying to compute how much corn we actually use, how much pork we actually produce, and the cost of producing that. So let's take a look here. Our first question is how many bushels of corn did we feed? Okay, so how do we figure that out? Well, we're going to figure out our sources of corn. In this case, we have a beginning inventory of 20,000 bushels. We then purchase 10,000 bushels throughout the year at some point. Maybe we ran out of corn or something, or we simply bought at a low point where we thought we could get a good buy on corn. And then we produced 144,000. That was the 180 bushels times 800 acres. So our total credit to our system here, or additions, is 174,000. The uses in this scenario is an ending inventory of 5,000. We take that off of what, if we're trying to figure out what we actually fed through the year, we're going to take off the 5,000 that we ended with, because obviously we haven't used it up yet. And then we're also going to take off 40,000 bushels in which we sold. You see that here. If we take our total additions and then subtract the ending inventory and what we sold, we see that we fed a total of 129,000 bushels. So we'll use that number later. Let's take a look at the swine inventory. Okay, now let's take a look at what happened in the pig side of our inventory. Our first question is how much was our apparent death loss in the herd? We're going to do the same thing as we did with the corn. We're going to look at additions and then take subtractions off of the total inventory. Okay, we purchased 20,000 pigs, so that's simple. We bring them into the system. We also we had a beginning inventory of 10,500. So our total positives are 30,500 pigs. Obviously, we subtract the 19,700 pigs that we sold, and we're also going to subtract the 9,600 head that we end with. Okay, so in other words, the hogs we brought in, we're going to subtract what we sold and what we ended with. And when we do that, we see that we have 1,200 death loss. That's a lot of pigs, but it happens. Next question then is, how much was the total pounds of pork produced? And this little table on the back side of the sheet helps us with that. Total pounds of pork produced. Well, let's figure out our total inventory to begin was 10,500 head, and they tell us here that 10,500 head averaged 120 pounds. So that's a total of 1,260,000 pounds. We then purchased throughout the year at some point, maybe multiple times. In fact, in this case, it would have been 2 separate times we would have purchased 10,000 head of pigs. So a total of purchase of 20,000 pigs of an average weight of 50 pounds. So we purchased 20,000 head of hogs. That's 1,000,000 pounds of hogs purchased. Now, so what did we produce? Well, we sold 19,700 head with an average weight of 270. And that goes right here, 19,700 times 270 equals a grand total of 5,319,000 pounds. We also had an ending inventory with a weight 9,600 head at a weight of 125 pounds. Okay, and that would go right here, 1,200,000. So we sold the 5,319,000. We end with 1,200,000 for a total of 6,519,000. But we gotta subtract what we began with and we subtract what we purchased. And that leaves us 4,259,000 pounds produced. Same thing then on the what is the total value of pork produced? The value of the pork produced, same way. We take our value that was sold and the value of our ending inventory, we subtract what we purchased, we subtract what we began with. And when we're done, we see that we actually produced throughout the year $2,741,000 worth of pork. Okay, so let's look at some more calculations for analysis. If we fed $310,000 of purchased feed and supplement, and we valued our own corn at $4 a bushel, how much was their total feed cost? So both corn and purchase supplement. Well, we already figured in the first problem up here that we fed 129,000 bushels of corn. We fed 129,000 bushels times $4 a bushel equals $516,000 in corn, plus it says in the problem right here we purchased $310,000 of feed to go with the corn for a grand total of feed cost $826,000. Number 4 question, how much was their feed cost per pound of gain? So how many total pounds of pork produced? Again, we had found that up here on letter B, 4,259,000 pounds. I do it again here in case you want to know. We take the ending inventory plus what we sold, subtract the beginning inventory, subtract pounds purchased to figure out our total pounds of pork produced, which I already said was 4,259,000. We take our total feed costs from problem 3, divide by pounds of pork produced, and that equals 19 cents of feed cost per pound of pork produced. Question 5 and our final question. How much was their value of hog production per $100 in feed? Well, the value of pork produced we found in letter C, but I did it again down here. Ending inventory plus what we sold minus our beginning inventory minus what we purchased equals $2,741,000 in pork produced. Now the question is, what's our value per $100 in feed? We know that we spent $826,000 in feed. Well, how many $100 is that? Because it says per $100. Well, what we do is you take our total feed cost divided by 100 gives us $8,260 $100 worth. We take our total value of pork produced divided by the total feed cost divided by 100 to get $331.84 of pork produced for every $100 in feed. So hopefully this video was of use to you and helped clarify this assignment and the mathematics involved. It's very similar, obviously, to the actual 4.11 assignment. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call, drop me an email, or stop by my office, and I'll do my very best to help you out. So, best of luck with this assignment.